Hi, it's Erik Luhrs and I'm back again for the Guru Selling System. Now, today what I want to talk to you about, I want to talk to you about why what you do won't do it in high-end sales. You're saying, wait a minute, Erik, but I do what I do and it's been doing it for me so far, so I don't understand how it don't do what it do, but I do it because it does it. Now, I don't understand what the hell I just said, so I'm not even going to go into that. But what I'm talking about is this, or here's my question for you, rather. Do you ever meet somebody or call somebody or whatever, and no question, this person's a prime candidate, needs you, wants everything, should definitely be using your product, your service. It's a prime candidate, there's no excuses, and you talk to them, you start telling them exactly what you do, and very quickly they kind of, they disengage, they walk away, they politely excuse themselves, they politely get off the phone, and you go, wait a minute, I don't, and it doesn't make any sense. You're like, I know they want this, I know they need this, I don't understand why they don't want to engage with what I do. And the issue is that nobody freaking cares what you do or what you sell. So what does this mean? What am I talking about? Well, let's take a look at it like this. Now, for example, I have a client I work with in supply chain, or a small firm I work with in supply chain consulting. Now, let's say though that that's what you do. You do supply chain consulting. Okay. So here's what you do. Here's what I do. It could be supply chain consulting. I sell IT services. I sell hardware. I sell trucks. I sell private planes. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you do, you do. Now, what happens is that when we meet somebody, what do they almost always say? So tell me, Johnny, what do you do? They say, you tell me what you do. So we go, oh yes, I'm going to tell you what I do, and you're going to get excited. So this is where most of us talk. So where we talk, and it's not just talking either. I give that example in terms of like meeting somebody at an event or something, but this is also like if we design our own, most salespeople who design their own marketing pieces, when I look at their marketing efforts, it's always about what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? Now you're sitting there saying, well, Erik, if I don't tell people what I do, then they're not going to be engaged, they're not going to care, and they're not going to, they're never going to know what I do. Why are they going to listen to me? Because people don't care what you do, what you sell, it's anything. They don't care about what I call the process. So this is the process. The process is buying my services, buying my products, whatever. This is the process step. What you do is the process step. What do clients care about? Well, number one, the client cares about their current reality. So again, referring back to supply chain management, if we go out here and we say, I do supply chain management consulting. Great. And the client goes, oh, okay, I know what that is, opens the box, swallows you up in their brain, and you're done with. What they know though, because you might know that they have a huge issue with the transportation costs. Let's say that they're a manufacturing company. They have huge issue with their transportation costs for bringing raw materials to their manufacturing plants and then shipping the finished products. So in their supply chain, they're having huge issues with transportation costs. It could be rail in and truck out, or boat in and rail out, whatever it is, or a combination of all those, planes, etc. So you know that they have that issue. And you think, well, as soon as I say supply chain management, here's the key piece. We think as soon as we say what we do, that the client's going to go, oh, and they're going to make the leap for themselves that, oh, okay, let me jump back to my current reality. Oh, yeah, now I know how this applies to me and I'm going to be very happy. They don't think that. Why? Because all they're thinking about, they're not thinking about supply chain management, they're thinking about, I'm ticked off about my transportation issue. That's how they perceive it. I know, you say it's insane. Erik, they should be able to make that logical leap. And yet, you've gone there, you've told people what you do, you know that they need you and they've still walked away from you. So maybe this isn't as insane as I'm telling you it sounds when I'm telling you this. So this is what people care about. Or rather, this is what they feel right now. This is their current reality. So what's happening is, or I'll put you a third piece and then you'll understand. And then there is the client's desired outcome. So here's the client's desired outcome. So what does the client know? The client knows what hurts right now. They know what they want at the end. Where do we jump in? We jump in the middle and we say, hey, here's my process. And you should make the leap from here to here so that you know you want me here. Brain doesn't work like that. Why? Because I'm here and I want here, and you're talking someplace where my brain isn't, because my brain is at 1 and 3, not at 2. I know. You say, but Erik, these are smart people. Yes, trust me. The world is filled with very smart people who do very dumb things on a regular basis. I know. I talk to them every day. But that's the truth. We get out here and what do we, I do this, I do that. We do this, we do that. We sell this, we sell that. Client doesn't make that connection. The client isn't sitting around saying, I really need a supply chain consultant. They think I'm pissed off about my transportation issue. And that's it. So what we want to do, since this and this, client cares. So the client only cares about 1 and 3 when we are going out there and talking to clients instead of, so this might apply, it applies to your pitch or it applies to your intro, whatever it is that you're thinking about right now, how you first communicate with a client to gain their interest by going in and saying, I do, doesn't engage anybody's interest, okay? And all these little people who say, well, I'm going to come up with something really cool to say, I do, unless the do that you have is what we would call a unique sales title, and then what that does is that engages people. So this is where if you're going to use a unique sales title, then you can use that here. So you use your UST here when you first introduce yourself, but all that does is create confusion in the mind of the client, who then says, well, I don't understand what that is, and that's when you can jump to their current reality. If you want to use that, I highly recommend you do, but let's say you don't want to use the unique sales title, you don't want to use a unique sales persona element, even though I highly recommend you do. What you'd want to do then is you'd want to speak directly to the client's current reality. So let's say that you know that they have that issue with the transportation thing, and they say, so tell me, John, what do you do? And if you know that they have transportation issues, instead of saying, I do supply chain management, you say, well, I work on the kind of stuff that you're having issues with. I mean, I know right now you're having, do you have that issue where, it seems to be more and more expensive every time you're shipping in the raw materials for your manufacturing and you're shipping them out? It just seems like your transportation costs are going through the roof and you don't know why. Bang, I've just hit their current reality. And they go, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Why? Because you didn't come into step 2, you jumped into step 1. So again, if you're going to come into step 2, and that's fine, what you do, but it has to be something different than I'm a supply chain management, I'm an accountant, I'm a doctor, I'm a something where they box you in. You have to come in with something unique so that you have the opportunity to explain what you do based in their current reality. It always has to be based in their current reality. Never explain what you do in depth down into number 2. You have to always immediately go to the client's current reality. Are you experiencing this? Are you experiencing that? Do you get this? Do you get that? As soon as they go bink and their eyes open wide, you go bang, I've hit their current reality, and now they are, for lack of a better term, they're hooked or they're interested. Now they want to find out more because they go, wait a minute, you now resonate with me because you understand my current reality. You follow up with, so after you say, okay, do you have that issue with your transportation costs seem to be going up, and up? And do you have that, and tell me, Mr. Smith, what you'd really like is to know for the next year, or at least based on how much material you're bringing in, what your relative transportation costs would be in relation to the material you're bringing in and the material you're shipping out, as opposed to it just being this fluctuating kind of, you never know month to month what it's going to cost you. Bang, that's the client's desired outcome. So I haven't talked about what I do. I've gone, do you have this pain? Yes. Is this what you want? Yes. Now all of a sudden, now they go, okay, you know the beginning, you know the end. What's their problem? Their problem is they don't know what the middle is. And now you can fill it in because they go, yes, I know it hurts now, I know what I want, but I just don't know the steps or steps to get there. Well, the step to getting there is, this is what I do. And now you can explain how this connects to this, connects to that, and now they're engaged. Now they're interested. And because you connected, instead of coming in and saying, this is what I do, let's say supply chain management, and hoping, as most salespeople do, hoping that the client will make the mental jump to their current pain, and then hoping that the client will, as you describe more and more of what you do, they will make the jump to desired outcome for you so that you don't have to, and that they'll sell themselves on using your services because they're going to do all the mental jumping for you. You simply do the jumping for them. You have one, right? Yes. You want three, right? Yes. You need two, don't you? Yes. Bang. And yet I see people blow it every day. So very simple process. If you're going to come in, and again, people say, well, what do you do? You might feel uncomfortable saying, well, and going straight into a question, and that's fine. But if you use a unique sales title, if you've read the report, my client is ship burner. As soon as the person says, okay, well, what is a ship burner? Then you can come over here and say, well, do you have issues? Do you have issues with your staff having these kind of problems? Blah 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 blah. Yes, we do. Current reality, and what you want them to do is feel more connected, right? Yes. Desired outcome. Bang. Well, what I do is. Have I made it simple enough yet? So, again, if you're going to come in the middle, that's fine, but you've got to use a unique sales title to jump you over to number one, or just jump over to number one, which is client current reality, then jump to 3, client's desired outcome, then you can take your time going into 2 as opposed to going straight into 2, which is what you do from the outset. Anywho, I think it's pretty straightforward. In case you've got any questions, exactly, Eric, what is a unique sales title? How do I, or the unique sales persona elements, and the unique sales title being one of them, how do I create one? Or how do I jump right into a client's current reality? Or how do I make that jump from 1 to 3 and then 2? Or any questions that you have? That's what we're here for, is to answer your questions. So simply give us a call in the USA, Canada, give us a call at 973-551-9220. Again, 973-551-9220. And if you are outside the US or Canada, simply send us an email at info@guruselling.com. That's info@guruselling.com. And send us your name, your email address, your Skype ID, and what country you're in, and we'll get back to you ASAP about setting up a time to chat. But remember, don't live in 2. If you're going to use 2, get to 2 and then jump to 1 real fast. From 1, jump to 3. Then spend your time in 2. Then you can tell people what you do, what you sell, and as they are now engaged, because they know they know that you now know that you resonate with their current reality. 2, you understand and resonate with their desired outcome or their desired reality. They will listen to what you do, and as they listen, they will become more engaged, and they'll forget about these things because they know you already have this. And now they're going to listen to you more intently and more. They're going to be more intent and more respectful of what you say because they already know that you're connected to their realities, their current one and their future one. So if you're connected to my current reality and my future reality, there's a pretty darn good chance that you're going to be the reality that gets me there.